Hello guys, this is Brian Swan with BareBones Ent, and we're here with Kaylee Rutland. So this is the first ever country video interview that I've done.
Cool.
And trying to, I guess, get into the spirit of it. We're at the most country thing I have. Does it look remotely okay?
Oh yeah, if you're plaid, you're country. You're good.
Awesome. That's what I was going for.
It works.
So how long have you been making music?
I've been playing music probably since I was 6 years old, so for about 12 years.
And has it always been like country for you, or?
I've grown up listening to country and Christian music, and I got involved at church when I was 6 and playing piano, so it's transitioned a little, but country's always been one of my favorite genres.
And Texas is obviously big country, so how do you feel like you stand out?
I think my music is a little different just in the fact that it is contemporary country, which is obviously common nowadays, but it also has some traditional touches of country thrown in, so that's fun.
Is there anything that you're still, I guess, kind of wanting to explore with it?
I guess one of the main things that I want to do with my music is just, as I continue writing and making new music, just kind of see what different messages I can get out, how I can relate to people with the lyrics, and just different places to perform.
And what is the most important thing for you with when you're writing a song? What all really goes into it for you? What are you trying to get across?
I mean, depending on what the song is about, I think it's definitely about getting the one true point or message of the song across, but it's also about telling a story and seeing this is how it relates to me, this is how it relates to other people I'm writing it with, and how it relates to people who are listening to the songs.
Country music is so great at storytelling, and so is that kind of part of your love with it? Is the storytelling part of it?
That's what I always say is the main reason I love country, is because every song has a story behind it.
Who are some of your favorite artists right now?
I had my top 3 are Reba McEntire, Sarah Evans, and Carrie Underwood.
That's pretty good, top 3.
They're great. I love them.
And I assume you've performed quite a bit and everything. What is, I guess we'll start with the most embarrassing moment you've had when trying to perform? I mean, if it helps, I can start with mine. I got kind of thrown into an interview last minute and had listened to the band, but wasn't very familiar with like them personally or anything. So I was interviewing someone and had absolutely no idea what they did in the band. I had no clue who it was.
Oh no.
And it ended up being the lead singer.
Oh, that's not awkward.
And they're
at all.
a huge band.
Oh no.
So that was fun.
Yikes. I don't think I've had anything quite that embarrassing. That's not fun at all. I mean, I guess for me, one of the main things is I was at the Grapevine Opry, which I had performed at like 5 times at the time, and it was a song that I've been singing for like 2 years, and I knew the song backwards and forwards. I could sing it in my sleep, literally, and I got up there and I just completely forgot the words. And the band was playing and the song started, and I just like waited like an extra, 2 lines before I actually started singing. It was terrible.
Honestly, that would probably be pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
What's the most memorable show you've had?
I'd probably have to say the American Airlines Center in Dallas. We were at the pregame party on the plaza for the Stars, and it was the first time I had played it this past March, and we got to play out for 2 hours in freezing weather, but it was really fun.
And you've played with, I mean, obviously you have your song Into the Circle and everything with some big country acts. What was that like for you, getting to meet them and work with them and everything?
It was a little surreal because, I mean, I had heard of them, I had listened to their music, and so just getting to meet with them and write with them, and I mean, we went shopping and hung out. Like, it was just really cool to be able to get to know them as people, and they were just super friendly.
Were they able to offer you like any advice with like continuing with your music and everything?
Yeah, I think Jamie and Colt, one of the things that they actually both talked to me about for quite a while was just about, don't let people change you, stay true to who you are, don't feel like you have to go out of your way to please other people with your music. Like, make the music and be the person that you want to be, and that's all you need to be able to be successful. So that was really nice to hear.
And I love the message of the song. It's a really good song. What were you trying to get across with it?
I guess everyone has their own circle, and I mean, for me, mine was the literal circle at the Grand Ole Opry, but everyone has a dream that they're trying to like step into and reach, and so it's just sort of like an encouraging song, like, you can make it, like, you have to work hard and you have to keep trying, but don't give up, like, keep going for your dream.
And what is the I guess kind of along those same lines, what's the best advice you've ever been given, either about your music or just in general?
I think that actually probably is some of the best advice that I've been given, and it's sort of what I translated into the song, is that if this is what you love, if this is what you know you want to do for the rest of your life, then don't give up. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're singing at the Grand Ole Opry, if you're singing in your high school choir, like if it's what you love to do, singing, or whatever you love to do it.
That's great advice. What is, I guess kind of on the opposite side, what is the biggest criticism that you've received, and how have you kind of grown from it?
I've definitely had people say, oh, you want to be in music? Oh, that's a pretty hard industry to get into, Kaylee. Maybe you should pick something more practical. And, you know, people telling me that, you know, not saying it in these words, but basically saying that I'm not going to make it. And while I understand that it's definitely a hard industry to get into, I think a way to grow from that is just saying, you know what, I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, I'm going to try as hard as I can until I make it. And I think that kind of motivation is definitely something that you can use when you're writing music or just trying to get out there.
I'm sure you have a ton of fans that kind of hear the same thing and really look for that inspiration to keep pushing. So it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, it helps. It helps to have people who listen to my music who are going through the same things that I do, and that's why I love Into the Circle, is because it's something that I can relate to the other people who hear it.
I know there's always a hard question to answer, but of your songs, what is your favorite one to perform, actually?
To perform, that's a tough one, like you said. Right now, maybe My Man. That was one of the recent ones that I performed just a couple months ago, and it's just so fun. I love getting on stage and getting to dance around, and it's like sassy and upbeat, and it's just a lot of fun.
I'm sure at your shows you're able to have a lot of fans come up to you and talk to you. What type of I guess messages do they give you when they're able to come up and finally meet you, being a fan and everything?
They're actually just so friendly. I mean, a lot of them will come up and, you know, a lot of people will be like, you did such a great job, like, way to go. But then you've got a couple people who will be like, I know you're going to make it. You're going to be a famous country singer. And it just makes my day. Like, when people say that to me, like, they don't know how much it means. It's so great.
And what is it, I mean, like you were saying, what does it mean to you to know that you have all these people out here that are supporting you and love what you're doing?
It's unbelievable. Like, I love the fact that they're all, you know, listening to the music and encouraging me through it, and they can't understand how much I appreciate it. It's great.
Starting out, did you ever think that you'd be able to make it to this point, working with big talent and getting such a great fan base that supports you?
It's definitely always been the dream, but actually looking back and realizing that I have gotten to work with Jamie and Colt and a lot of other people, I don't think that I ever really pictured getting here. It was always just a dream, and now that I've gotten to work with some of these people, it's crazy.
Was there anything else you might want to say to your fans out there?
Thank you. You guys are the best in the world, and I really appreciate you.
And whenever you're playing in the area, you have to let us know. We'll come out and catch you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.